Hello, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back. We are discussing the unit number 3 in the paper called Aquaculture. So, the last point in this unit is the aquatic weeds and their control. In our previous semester, in pisciculture paper, we have already discussed the aquatic weeds and their control in the first unit, that is the management, construction, management, preparation, management of nursery, rearing and stocking pond. So today we are discussing the aquatic weeds and their control in the aquaculture. So first we'll define what is aquatic weeds. We know we have seen a number of aquatic bodies or water bodies surround us. So number of plants we have observed. Okay, so the aquatic weeds, they are the undesirable plants. No doubt they are present in the water bodies, but all plants are not useful to us. So they are the undesirable plants that grow in water and are most harmful than the beneficial for fish culture. So in a very simple word, we can say that the aquatic weeds, they are undesirable plants, means there is no use to us, there is no use for the fish culture, but their presence is difficult for the fishes, or when we are culture the fishes. So at that time these type of aquatic plants, they may be harmful to the fishes. Okay, that is the aquatic weeds. So the excessive growth of this aquatic vegetation prevents the effective utilization of water and reduces the productivity of the water body. So that's why these aquatic weeds should remove from the water body when we think about the fish culture. So depending on their habits, their habitats, the weeds have been classified into different types. So see here, one by one we have discussed the type of aquatic weeds present in the water body. So first type is the floating weeds. Floating weeds means their leaves are the floating above the water surface and the roots are hanging free underneath the water. For example, we know the Ecornia, then the Pistia, the Spirodilla, Lemna, Azola, Olfia, etc. These are the floating weeds present on the surface of the water body. Their leaves are always float on the surface of the water and their root is hanging free underneath. Okay, then the next weed is the emergent weed. So emergent weeds, they are rooted in the bottom, their root is in the bottom of the water, but their foliage and flower emerge out above the water surface. Okay, so the emergent weeds, they are rooted in the bottom, but their foliage or the flower emerge out above the surface of the water. For example, the Nymphaea, the Nilimbo or the Nymphoids, these are some emergent weeds which are found in the water body. Now the next weed is the submerged weed. Submerged weed, it remain in the submerged condition, that's why they are called submerged weed, and in the column of the water. That submerged weed is present in the column layer of the water, and these weeds are of two types. Number one is rooted submerged weeds. For example, we know the Hydrilla, the Najas, Otilia, then again the Valesneria, Potamegotan, then the Lager Sophian. These are some rooted submerged weeds. It means their weeds remains in submerged condition in the column of the water. And number two type is the weeds devoid of roots. For example, the Catophyllum or the Utricularia. These are the weed devoid of the roots. Okay. Now the fourth type of this aquatic weed is the marginal weeds. We know the margin of the water body. So these aquatic weeds are their roots are rooted at the shallow margin of the water body. Okay, for example, the Typha, then the Phagamites, then the Cypers, Elocherius panicum species, then the Colacacia, or the we know the famous marginal weed. Wherever we go in to the any water body, this aquatic weed you will get easily, that is called the Ipomea carne. Okay, So, and the fifth type of weed is the match or the scum. Okay, so this is nothing but filamentous algae and some chaladomonas and the euglenids form match or the scum in the margin area or in the main water body, for example the Spirogara or the Phytophthora, etc. So these 5 types of aquatic weeds is present in the water body, and we should before the eradication of this weed from the water body, we should check that these weeds are harmful to the fishes, harmful. Okay, so by observing these weeds, we can decide it. After observing these weeds, we can decide it to remove the weed from the water bodies. So we can see in this picture, this is the Ecornea. Okay, this is the Ecornea. Then the second one is the Pistia. Okay, the Pistia. Then the Lemna. Third one is the Lemna. Again the Hydrilla, we know the Hydrilla. Okay, then the Vallisneria, then the Tritophyllum and the Otelia. These are the some weeds. Okay, so this is the Ipomea carnea. I just told you that wherever you go to any water body, it is the marginal weed, and it is the present all over the margin of the water body. So this is a picture in of a water tank just I have taken. This is the place where this is the Nageshwari water reservoir, Nageshwari water tank. This is near to the Aunda Nagnath. Okay, so this we can see this huge number of aquatic weeds present bank of this water body. Not only the bank but inside also, where there is enough space for the soil. So at that place the Ipomea carnea is also present. This is the marginal weed. Okay, and this is again the one of marginal weed is the Typha. We can also observe in any water body, in the margin of any water body. Okay, now see, this is the picture I have taken at the Godavari river, Nanded. So this is the algal blooms. Algal blooms, this is the thick growth of the algae on the surface of water, is called algal blooms. So we can see number of water bodies, but this is the current situation of Godavari river at the Govardhan Ghat. So this algal blooms changes the water color into green or brown, and this algal blooms forms a surface scum, and the algal bloom is due to the luxuriant growth of the following algae. For example, this is the green algae, nostoc, spirulina, anabina, microcystis, flagellates, and the diatoms. These type of algal bloom is found nowadays every river where the pollution is very, very heavy pollution is there. Okay, so all these type of algae is present, and all these type of algae they are present, and they found the algal bloom in the on the surface of the water body. Okay, so we have just discussed the what is aquatic weeds. Okay, we defined it. Then we have discussed just the types of aquatic weeds, and now I move towards the advantages of weeds. No doubt these aquatic weeds, they are harmful to fish culture, but some weeds, some aquatic weeds, they are useful also. Okay, so some of the advantages we have discussed, we will discuss here. Number one, the aquatic plants are the primary producers of the aquatic ecosystem. No doubt we know the role of the producer in the ecosystem. Okay, if they are not present in the ecosystem, then all the ecosystem get collapsed. So these aquatic plants, they are the primary producers of the aquatic ecosystem. So they help the fishes in providing food, oxygen, shelter, etc. So whatever the fish or the fishes, they are present in the water, because of these aquatic weeds, they help to get the food material, then the oxygen, and the most important, they are they have the shelter. Okay, in the form of number of aquatic plants, they act as a shelter for the number of fishes. Okay, they also provide a breeding ground to the fishes and other aquatic animals. Not only the fishes, But other birds, aquatic bird is there, number of other aquatic animal is also present in the water, so they have they provide the breeding ground to the fishes and other aquatic animals. Okay, it is one of the advantages of this aquatic weed. Now the next is this aquatic plants also provide protection to the small aquatic animals from other predatory animals. So if the aquatic weed is present in the water body, so the small fishes, they can easily protected by these weeds because of from their enemies, from their predatory animals. Okay, and it is also used as a food by some weed fishes. For example, the grass carp, the weeds is also consumed by the grass carp, so it can also act as a food. Okay, so these are some advantages of weeds. Means no doubt the aquatic weeds they are essential in the water body, but their presence is more. When their presence is more, at that time they are harmful to fishes. So at that time you have to remove that particular aquatic weeds from the water body. So you just see here, these are some only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 advantages there. But when we think the disadvantages of weeds, we are moving towards the disadvantage of weeds. Number of disadvantages is there. So number 1 is the aquatic weeds occupy more space and they restrict space for fish life. Most important disadvantages of this aquatic weed is it occupies the space present or in the water body, marginal side, or in the surface layer. So because of this, the space for the fish life is restricted. Okay, then they provide shelter for predatory and the parasites. No doubt they provide a shelter to the small fishes, but along with the small fishes, they also provide a shelter to the predatory as well as some parasites also. So if these parasites or these predatory fishes is present in the water body, then it is also harmful to the fishes. Okay, and the aquatic weeds produces the hydrogen sulfide and the methane, which are harmful to the fishes. These aquatic weeds, some aquatic weeds, they produces the hydrogen sulfide gas and the methane, and that gas are harmful to the fishes. Okay, they retard the free movement of fish. Because of these floating weeds, because of these emergent weeds, some problem is there to the fishes for the free swimming. Their free swimming is an obstacle with them because of this aquatic weeds. Okay, then if the other number of aquatic weeds is more, then it affects the production of plankton. We know the role of the plankton in the fish culture, that they are the natural food of the fishes. Okay, so if these type of other unwanted undesirable plants, they are present in a very huge quantity, then this affect on the production, or we can say the plankton production, okay, in the water. And if the plankton is reduced in the water body, then we know this is the very natural, this is a natural food the fishes, so it directly affect on the fish health. Okay, and again, if their presence is more, the aquatic weeds presence is more, then it also enhances the siltation percentage in the water body also. Okay, and no doubt they are present in the water body, so they require nutrients, and whatever the nutrients is present in the water body, they also consume more nutrients. So that nutrient should be to the fishes or the aquatic animals, but because of their presence, because of their number is increases in the water body, so they can also consume more nutrients from the water. Okay, so it is also one of the disadvantages of this aquatic weed. Then they obstruct fishing operation. If the number of aquatic weed is present in the water or the surface of the water, then a fisherman, when it try to netting in the water body, so at that time the fishing operation is also obstruct. Okay, so again the next is the algal bloom. It prevent what? It prevent the light penetration, and we know the rule of the light penetration in the water body. Okay, the light is required for the photosynthesis, and if the algal bloom is more or on the surface of the water body, then the light is not penetrated till the bottom of water body, and the number of other plants, they need the sunlight, okay, for their photosynthesis process, and if they fails to get the sunlight, they didn't produce their own food, okay. Then we will see the fertility of the plant is also reduces because of this algal bloom, okay. Now again the oxygen depleted due to the photosynthesis, no doubt. I have just told you that if the sunlight is not there proper, so we know the green plants need the sunlight, CO2, okay, for their photosynthesis purpose, and if the sunlight is not there, then the oxygen is not there in the water. So oxygen depletion is also occurs because of the huge number of aquatic weeds present in the, or because of this algal bloom, okay, algal bloom. And the cells of algal blooms choke the gills of fishes. Again disadvantages of this aquatic weed is the, when the fishes they swim in the water, if they found the surface on the surface of this particular algal blooms, so the cells of these algal blooms, they may choke the gills of fishes, and ultimately if their gills they are choked, ultimately fishes may get die, okay. So it is also one of the disadvantages of this aquatic weed. Then the algal blooms releases toxin. This surface layer, we know the algal bloom is there, so these algal blooms releases some toxins, and the toxins they are not good for the health of the fish, and this fish mortality is happen because of this choking of gills, depletion of oxygen, then increase of CO2 and the algal toxin in the water body. So increase in CO2 during night hours due to the respiration of green plants also. So it is one of the disadvantages of the aquatic weed in the water body. So by this, because of these disadvantages of weeds, so we have to remove, we should remove the aquatic weeds from the water, okay. Now for the removing, for the control of these weeds, number of method is applied. Number of method, manually we can control the weed from manually, mechanically, chemically, and the biologically. So manually, when labor is cheap, manual method like hand picking, uprooting, and the cutting where with the scythes are used. The floating weeds can be removed by bamboo poles or ropes or the nets. It can be easily removed by this manually, okay, manual method. Then the mechanical method. Mechanical shallow rooted submerged weeds are controlled by raking the wood or the log wood, by the rotating the bamboo poles, or by broom forks with the toothed prongs, by ranking or cutting the vegetation with the long handle of forks and sickles, or it can be removed by the machines also. Water hyacinth, these are the water hyacinth is very big problem in the water body, presence of this water hyacinth, so it can be removed by the GCB. We require GCB for the controlling or for the controlling the water hyacinth, okay. And this method is more suitable for the control of floating, marginal, or the emergent within the small water bodies. This mechanical method, okay. The next method is the chemical method. Number of chemical used to control the weeds, and the chemical is not harmful to the fishes. That type of chemical is used in the controlling the aquatic weeds. So the weeds can be controlled by the chemical. That chemical is called herbicide or the weedicides. The herbicides are used to control the weeds, and the action of this herbicide is direct or by translocation of the chemical from the treated part of the plant or other area of its system, okay. Now the biological control, okay. Next is the biological control. Before the biological control, we will just discuss some points considered to the herbicides. So which type of herbicide we should use to control the aquatic weeds. So number one is that it should not pollute the water. Whatever the herbicide we have used, we will use for the controlling the weeds. So it should not pollute the water, or it should be cheap and easily available. This herbicide is their rate is their price is low. It should be low, so it can easily available to the fish farmers. Okay. Next, it should kill the weed effectively and at the reasonable rate of application, and the rate of this application should not more than 10 ppm. So below 10 ppm you should you should apply in the water body for controlling the aquatic weed, okay. And it should not be toxic to the warm blooded animals. So the when you select any herbicide to control the weeds, so at that time you have to clear that it should not be toxic. Okay, it should not be toxic to the warm blood animals, and it should not have any adverse effect on fertility of water as well as soil. If we add herbicide, later on the fertility problem is not arises. Okay, it should not arises. So you have to check these before you have to apply in the water body. Okay, and it should not involve special costly equipment and constant supervision by the technical personnel, because it may take you can say it is very it requires some again some rupees or some other cost is more. So you should take that it should not involve special costly equipment. Okay, and some weedicide is also used. For example, the copper sulfate, sodium arsenate, urea, and xylene. These are some chemicals we can use. Okay, and this control of floating weeds. How we in which type of chemicals we can use to control these floating weeds? So for water hyacinth, there is Ipomea crassips is controlled by using the herbicide 2,4-D. 2,4-dichlorophenoxy acetic acid is commonly called as 2,4-D, and it is applied at the rate of 4.5 to 6.7 kg per hectare. Okay, and the 2,4-D sodium salt 80% at the rate of 4 to 6 kg per hectare in combination with the detergent surf at the rate of 0.25% is found effective to kill this weed completely for the water hyacinth. And this herbicide does not have any adverse effect on fingerlings as well as on the adults of the major carps. So we can easily use this 2,4-D chemical for clearing the water hyacinth. And the simazine 2-chloro-4,6-bis ethyl amino trizine at the rate of 5 kg hectare is also effective to control water hyacinth. Herbicide paraquat 0.02 kg per hectare at the rate in aqueous ammonia 1 to 2% with 0.25% wetting agent can be used for the control of pistil and the salvinia weed. Okay, so see, this is the 2,4-D and the simazine. This chemical is commonly used to control the aquatic weeds. So the control of marginal weeds by the foliar spray of the 2,4-D sodium and the 2,2-dichloroproponic sodium in aqueous solution at the rate of 10 to 12 kg per hectare can control the cypress and the Helicocharis plantagenia and the Ipomea species. Okay, and the control of emergent weeds. For the control of emergent weeds, we are also used to this foliar spray of the 2,4-D herbicide with the wetting agent effectively control the Nymphia nilumbu weeds. Okay, and the control of the submerged weeds. For this, we have copper sulfate along. We can use it alone or along with the ammonium sulfate to use this control the chara. The otilia can be controlled by using the copper sulfate at the rate of 10 ppm, and the sodium arsenite at the rate of 5 to 6 ppm controls the submerged weeds without killing fishes. So this type of chemicals, they are easily available in the market, and this type of chemicals, they are not harmful again, not harmful to the fishes also. So we can easily get this chemical from the market. Okay, now the control of rooted submerged plants. So the simazine at about 3 to 6 ppm and the aquathor, that is 3,6 endoxohexahydrophlapta kills hydrilla verticillata effectively, and the sulfur dioxide at the rate of 40 ppm kills hydrilla effectively. Okay, so we can use the sulfur dioxide also for controlling the hydrilla weed. Then the control of algal blooms and filamentous algae. This is very big problem in the water body, the algal blooms problem. So by using the simazine at the dose of 0.5 to 1 ppm or the diron at the 0.1 to 0.3 ppm effectively kill all the algal blooms and the match or the scum of on the surface layer of the water body. Okay, and lastly, the most important control of we can say the method of the control of this aquatic weed is the biological control. There is no chemical, there is no manual method, but this biological control is very effective So the aquatic weeds can be controlled by the using the herbivorous fishes such as grass carp, that is the Tinophandon idella, then the Puntius zavanicus, then common carp, the exotic carp. We have cultured in very huge quantity, that is called Cyprinus carpio. Then another fish that is called the Oricrimus possemicus, commonly called as tilapia. So these type of fishes we can use to control the some aquatic weeds from the water body. So these fishes are also known as bioagents because of their feeding habit, because of they take their weed in their diet. That's why they are called bioagents. By taking in their diet, they clear the aquatic weeds, they remove the aquatic weeds from the water body. So that's why they are called bioagents. Okay, and the ideal herbivorous fish is the one which is able to consume wide variety of feed as in their its food. So not only a single type of feeds they can feed, but the ideal herbivorous fish can be said after that fish is able to consume wide variety of feeds as its food. Okay, and it should be easy to handle. This fish, whatever the fish we have used for the controlling the weeds, it should be handled easily. Okay, and it should not interfere to other fishes. Okay, means they are not feeding competition is not it should not there. Okay, so it should not interfere to other fishes. They just eat only the weeds. Okay, and it should be economical to maintain and adds to fishery wealth. Whatever the fish we have select for the biological control, so that fish should be commercial, means they should be economical. After gaining the adult or after gaining some 2 to 3 kg weight to the fish, the exchange from the fish should be very good. Okay, so it should be adds to fishery wealth also. So these type of fishes we can easily culture in the water body. By culturing the fishes, two advantages is there. Number one advantage is it clear the, we can say the they clear the aquatic weeds. Okay, and by clearing the aquatic weeds, they take a food. Okay, means there is no need to give them artificial food. Okay, whatever the aquatic weed is present in the water body, they consume it, and their we can say their growth is more. Okay, and by selling them we can also get enough exchange. So the common carp, we know the Cyprinus carpio, it consumes submerged weeds like Najals. Puntius javanicus feeds on the variety of fish like hydrilla, azula and the chara, etc. A variety of insects feed on a variety of weeds and control them. For example, Paulina, Acuminata, then Cryptobagus, Singularis, Semia multiplicolis, Aphies, and birds like the ducks and geese control Olifia and the lemna. So see here, not only we can use not only the fishes as a biological agent or the biological control, but we can use a variety of insects. Then number of birds also play a crucial role to clearing the weeds from the water, like the ducks and the geese. They control the Olifia and the lemna, and the Phyla globusa control the Salvinia mollusta weed, and the fungi Penicillium and the Aspergillus, they also control the hydrilla weed. And it is observed that the control of this weed using the biological control method is the best method from all these methods, because we know all the fishes we introduce into the water, they just take the aquatic weed in their diet, and by taking their the aquatic weed in their diet, both both advantages is there. Number one is it remove the aquatic weed from the body, from the water body, and it does not require any artificial food. Okay, so that's why this method is very best method to control the aquatic weeds. And manually method of weed control appears to be more suitable for the control of floating, marginal and emergent weeds in small water body. Just go into the water body by hand picking, we can control it from the water body. Okay, so in this way we control the aquatic weeds from the water body, and by controlling the aquatic weeds we can increases our fish production also. Okay, so this is very important to control the aquatic weeds from the water body. So this is the aquatic weeds and their control. Okay, so today I have stopped here. one more announcement is there. Dear students, if you have any query regarding this lecture or regarding previous lecture, so you can drop your question in our YouTube channel, so I can answer you. Okay, so with this I stop here. Thank you very much.